mushrooms through the halls from morning till night. Ginger, our city girl, cool, clever, and sly, gives every dog a judgmental eye. Bunzin's watching over all, steady and sweet. Your stories and voices make the show complete. So come hang out, it's the week's best part. It's Pet Chat, where pets rule the heart. That's right, hang out, it's the week's best part. It's Pet Chat, where pets rule the heart.
Hey everybody, get started in a minute or two. Hello Instagram, hello Substack, hello Facebook and YouTube, hello X video, and hello X audio. Close that. Come here, buddy. Come here, bud. Buddy. Look who I have. Just real quick before I have to get going on stuff. Hello, bud. Hi, buddy. How are you? Mwah. Brixie. I'm not going to be able to organize you. You went down? Okay. Bye. Bye, buddy. Bye, buddy. All right. Here we go. Hi, everybody. My name is Jason Sikowski. I'm the dog dad of Bunsen, Beaker, and Bricks, and the cat dad, or Bunsen, Beaker, and Bernoulli, and the cat dad to Bricks. Welcome to Pet Chat. Normally, Chris is the co-host with me, but she is at our great nephew's birthday party. She was invited. So that's what Pet Chat is. And I thought I set it up with the title. I guess it's just there's no title to today on the live video, but this is Pet Chat. So normally I set up Pet Chat. I'm not sure what happened to it. Maybe there was a software glitch. Some people are tuning in and they're like, what is going on? What is this? But this is Pet Chat. So sadly, you just got me, and that's it for today. We're going to do a really short show where I take some questions. I'll show you guys some of the pictures of the week. And then we'll wrap up the show in about a half an hour. So it's going to be a relatively short show today. All right. So if folks have some questions about Bunsen, Beaker, Bricks, Bernoulli, type them up. We'll start off with some questions of the week. All right. Looks like you'll have to bear with me because normally Chris helps out with some of the questions, but I think I can organize it all myself. So ask away. And if there's not any questions, can we see Bricks? Yeah, we probably can. Brixie. I just got to get him. He's just off screen. Come here, Bricks. Come here. Oh, you're okay. Here he is. There he is. Hey, bud. He came in the room with me, so he's with me right now. Okay. Here, you want to go up on my shoulder? There you go. I'm going to balance up there. Whoa. Okay. All right. Okay, so we'll start with some questions. We got some questions coming in now. Sia Maddox, we have a sweet 5-month Bernedoodle. What is a good age to introduce a kitty? I don't know. If your kitty is a confident like Ginger, we introduced Bernoulli to Ginger, probably maybe a bit too young because he was a bit rough with her. But she kept coming back for the maulings, if you remember, about 2 years ago. They weren't really maulings. He was just a bit rough as a puppy and wanted to puppy play with her. And so she got drug a bit. But she also bit him and fought back. So he learned pretty quick what he could get away with. And then that blossomed into this really sweet friendship. So I don't know. I play it by ear. We did ask a couple, like, people who knew what they were doing, like, is this normal? And they're like, oh yeah, like a puppy will test the water with the cat, and the cat will let the puppy know right away if it's too much. So Ron Caverly asks, anybody have any help with a cat with asthma besides an inhaler or steroid? So I'm not a vet, so I can't unfortunately answer that question. But Ron, if some people have some comments about that and maybe they have some experience, I'll read that. Okay, we got a bunch of questions, and I'll do my best to kind of like all let's see here. Yeah, some people are asking the same question. How far did Bricks go on the hike? And I think that's a common question. So how far did Bricks go on the hike? So the hike in was a relatively short hike. It's one of our favorite ones that we go on to in the mountains. And then I think it's about 2 kilometers in and 2 kilometers out. And Bricks did about 1.5 kilometers. He was all done being in the backpack, and then he just started booking it. So I'm not sure if unfortunately my photo album hasn't synced up yet. Otherwise I would share those videos with you guys of Bricks walking, but I'm sure you've seen them on social media. Okay. Somebody asked why Bernoulli had a cone. He was neutered. Is there a good way a kitty without being, I'm not sure what this is, Nina. Is there a good way to introduce a kitty without being aggressive? Some puppies are really sweet, but most puppies love to puppy wrestle, and you have to have lots of spaces for the cat to escape. That's what we were told. And if the cat doesn't want to be around the puppy, the cat will not be around the puppy. You have to have lots of safe places for the puppy to go. Sue asks, have you taken Bricks for any more hikes? He's so cute trying to be in front of the pack. So him walking is new. Normally he rides in the backpack, and he goes backpacking, or he goes hiking or walking with us every day now that he's got clearance from being on his FIP meds. You want to go? Okay, well, you decide. Other questions? Air purifier, somebody said. Does he kill all foodborne pathogens? To a point, yeah, he does kill most foodborne pathogens. Has Beaker ever attended training programs? Yeah, Beaker is trained up to level 3, just like Bunsen. It was a much bigger struggle with Beaker. Hello, you guys are all here. Okay, well, come on in then. Okay, no, that's too much. You stay out there. Sorry, I've just got the whole crew. I've now got here. I'll just put it down. Cut. I don't know if you can see this guy. Come here. We got Bernoulli and we've got Beaker, and Bricks ran back down into the podcast room. So, I forget what I was trying to say here. It was a good question. Yeah, Beaker and Bunsen are both got trained up to level 3. Beaker struggled more than the other two, and Bernoulli is by far our best trained dog. So hopefully that answers that question, Perry. Okay, so we'll check Substack. Millie can't wait for a moose leg toy. Aw, thank you. Has a beaver taken over Norbert's place in the creek? Heidi asks, who's watching on Substack. No more beaver in the creek, sadly. And I did bring for people who are watching live. Hi. Yes, hello, Bernoulli. I just got a goober right here. Hello, goober. I did bring the moose leg toy. So yeah, you want no, Bernoulli really wants it. Some of the moose leg toys that we've shipped out, they are going to probably have some of them may have a little bit of slobber on them. So just a heads up there. I did send a message through our Substack newsletter that the amount of people that supported the moose leg pre-sale was so incredible. So thank you. We only have 19% stock left of the moose leg toys. And they got a little squeaker. The dogs love them. Beaker and Bernoulli and Bunsen all want to play with it, even Bricks. Yeah, so we're really happy with the quality of it, and I hope everybody is really happy with their moose leg toy. So yeah, some people are asking about Bricks's meds. He has one more week of meds, and then he's done his 42 days. Then he has to have blood work. We are going on holidays in August, so I think we're gonna do the blood work before we go, just to make sure everything's okay. Yeah, Sonia, we do have those pet buttons. And the two burners are uninterested. There's a really famous burner on social media that does the pet buttons. We just need to get I think Bernoulli would, but he doesn't use his paws. He does not shake a paw. He does not high five. He's very planted as a dog. So it's been a real struggle with him to get to use his paws. More expensive for the slobbered ones? Nope, same price. Same price. Somebody was asking about brick swimming. So I got that. That's an older life jacket of ours, and we got it for when Beaker was a little puppy and she never actually wore it. And then I stowed it and it actually fits Bricks perfect. I don't think we're going to make him swim. People were very worried that we were going to make Brick swim. We're not going to make him swim. Don't worry about it. If he wants to go in the water, then we'll let him. And like, he likes the shower. He comes into the shower and gets all wet, which is cute. But you know, he doesn't want to have a bath. He's not a bath cat. And then Hannah, thank you for ordering one. Yep. Okay, reading previous some other questions. Trista said, nice to see you all hiking. Well, thank you. Okay, I'll check Twitter or X. We want to hear more about the off-leash dog Beaker event. Oh, hi, Bricks, you want out? Okay, out you go. You went out too? All right. Yeah, well, we don't really have any practice with a cat walking. That just kind of happened. It was the first time it ever happened, and Bricks just booked it, and he really wanted to walk with the other pets. So we're gonna see if he does that again. It was really cute. Yeah, and there was a dog that looked kind of like snacky, or looked at Bricks like he was a snack. And we scooped him up, and Beaker kind of got in the road right away. So it was kind of cute to see Beaker being a little bit protective of Bricks. Yep, we still use flea and tick meds. I lost the camera. I lost the Bernoulli cam, but I found it when we were doing some cleaning about 4 days ago. So yeah, I'm hopeful to use the Bernoulli cam again. I kind of want to do Bernoulli cam with the drone footage of his recall, because his recall is impressive. Yeah, maybe Beaker could do better with the Yeah, maybe Beaker could do better with the buttons. Okay. There's a possibility Bricks could get sick again. Right. So, yes. Joanne asked a really good question. Joni asked a really good question. Yeah, there is the possibility that Bricks could get sick again. The antiviral just kind of like stamps the viral load down so low there's no symptoms. It doesn't necessarily, for some cats, it makes it so low it effectively cures them. But we don't know about Bricks, so we kind of have to watch him for basically the rest of his life. Watch for those symptoms coming back. Beaker, don't. Watch him for those symptoms coming back. Yes, hello. Let's see here. So I was hoping my computer would have synced up so I could do some photos on the live, but I think I will just run down my favorite stories of the week, maybe with some background pictures. Though the background pictures haven't quite synced up. They haven't quite synced up. So I'll just bring it back to here. There we go. Perfect. So I'm just going to share my screen, and if you're watching live, it's just going to get a little smaller. Whoop, really careful. Reef off my headphones. Now, normally Chris does a much better job with helping me as the co-host explain the stories of the week. So we'll just start with the big one is that Bernoulli got his cone off, and he was free and Footloose and Fancy Free to go back and start dock diving. Now, Beaker did have a whole day where she was the special girl. She got to do dock diving by herself. She does not jump off the dock. She does not fly off the dock. She just kind of slides off the side. But we're really far away from anywhere that is good to swim in. Like there's no river near us that would be safe to swim in, and there's no lake that's dog friendly. And the good thing about this place is called Prairie Dog Sports is the pool's clean. Like we can have Bernoulli swim in the creek, and it's not too bad. It's not too bad in the spring, but as the summer drags on, it gets pretty nasty and stinky. And then we don't really want them in there because who knows what kind of nasty stuff would be in the creek. So much better to go to Prairie Dog Sports. And Bernoulli started the whole time really strong. It's really cute to see them swim together. The big problem, though, is Bernoulli's mouth is so big he can take both of the ducks, the floaty ducks, at the same time. So he sometimes steals Beaker's duck, which kind of sucks. Occasionally he hesitates, but he does leap off, which is pretty amazing. There's his, I don't know if I got a picture of the two of them. There we go. The videos don't play real well. I think this is a really cool video, though. Maybe it will play. No. Okay. So that's one story of the week, which is duck diving. And then more dock diving. And sadly, the photos haven't updated about our hike in the mountains. So I will have to relay a story to you all about the mountains. I will have to relay a story to you about the mountains without any photos. So here we go. Bricks. Bricks was walking. Chris put him down because he was getting squirmy. She's like, what the heck? We might as well try this. He was meowing like crazy in the back of the backpack. I guess I should back up. Because it was it was a lot to get all of the animals to the mountains. But once we figured out the Jenga system of getting them all into the Highlander, it was great. So Bunsen laid down in the back. We have a ramp for him to get up because he's an older guy. We didn't want him jumping in and out of the Highlander. Bernoulli and Beaker sit in like this bucket thing. Chris got this canvas kind of thing that turns the two captain's chairs into like a bucket that they can sit in. It's super comfortable. Adam came, so he sat in the single chair at the back with Bunsen, and then Bricks was in his carrier for safety. Now, Bricks did come out occasionally during the trip because it's about a 3-hour, 2.5 hour drive to the mountains for us, and that's a long time for him to be in his carrier, but he kind of went out, got some pets and scratches, and then he went right back in. Anyways, once we got hiking, the amount, I think we just looked like an eclectic group of people hiking into the first stage of Grotto Canyon. Like as we passed people or people passed up us, they were like, "Oh, you have lots of dogs," and then they saw Bricks hanging out of the backpack, and they're like, "Oh my God, you have a cat!" So we stopped at the bluff of Grotto Canyon. Normally, there's a really nice creek that runs down there, but it was dry this year, which is too bad. And we took some shots there, some photos for the calendar. We got a couple really good ones. And then a whole bunch of families were congregating there for shots in the view. And you stop there to have lunch or a drink. And all of these kids glommed onto Bricks because he was hanging out of the backpack and he's so friendly. They were like petting him. And all of the dogs were like getting pet by all these people. It was really cute. And then these kids started speaking French to Bricks. So they were speaking French to Bricks. And the funny thing is, I don't speak French, but Chris and Adam can speak French. And Adam is fluent in French. He went in French immersion from kindergarten to grade 12. So he's bilingual. He speaks very, 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 very strong French, reading and writing and speaking. And so maybe they thought that we didn't know French, but they're speaking French. And Adam's like, he started to talk back to them in French. And what they were saying was, the dogs are so cute, but this cat is my favorite. And then they were just gushing. All of these kids were gushing about the little kitty, about how soft he was and how friendly he is and how they wish they could steal him and how they wish they could take him out of the backpack. So that was really sweet. So then on the way back, Bricks was all done being in the backpack and he was wanting out. So Chris put him down and that's when he started to walk. And that definitely got so many people would be walking, passing us, and they would see all the dogs and they'd be like, "Oh, look at all the dogs. Oh my God, there's a cat." And Bricks would be like, just on a mission, just going. He wasn't stopping to say hi to anybody. He just motored on by everybody. And they're like, I'm sure those people had a story to tell. They just got this cat on a mission with these 3 big dogs. The cat was just booking it down the path. But the funniest thing, and I'm sure if Chris was telling it, it would be a much better story. But the funniest thing was near the end of the trail, Bernoulli, Beaker, and Bunsen we got ahead. So all Chris had was Bricks. So Chris was she just loved that she was the one that was getting Bricks to walk. And this other family passed us and they said, "Oh, and hello, nice doggies," and they pet the doggies. And then they caught up to where Chris was, and Bricks was in the middle of the path blocking everybody. And from my vantage point, I could see his face, and it was like he was staring down this other family. I was like, what is this? What is he doing? Why is Bricks being so weird? And what he was doing was he was peeing. He decided to pee in the middle of the trail and block everybody. So again, you can imagine the stories people had. They're like, we were wanting to start this hike, and right near the trailhead was this cat on a leash blocking everybody peeing. And then Chris said, "I'm so sorry, I can't move him. He's peeing." So there we go. But that's awesome. That's awesome that he peed, because if you have a cat that's doing hikes, you kind of want them to poop and pee like dogs do, and not poop and pee in their carrier or the backpack. So we love that he held his number one, and then let her get loose when he needed to on the trail. And then then we don't have to worry about that on the way home. So that is the big hiking story of the week. Very funny. Okay. If anybody else has any other questions, go for it. Like I said, I'm doing a short show just because I'm the only one in charge of watching all the animals. Susan Wagner says, do you get recognized a lot? No. Rarely. So on the hike, we saw, probably 50 people. Nobody recognized the dogs. We don't have like millions and millions of followers. So we have lots of followers and we have, large social media accounts, but it doesn't translate into people recognizing us. Oh, and Susan said, love seeing you with service Roddies yesterday. Yeah, we dropped Adam off and we dropped all the moose leg orders that we packed. Moose legs orders. Here's the moose leg. We dropped those off to get shipped out. And we had to drop Adam off. And that's when we stopped in to see Marla and Chesney and Kenji. And yeah, it's awesome. It's a really awesome kind of pit stop for Bernoulli. And then he gets to interact with dogs. Marla's also always got such good training advice. Chris just always asks her a couple training questions. And then Bernoulli gets a lot of really good socialization and gets to tear around and of course we love seeing Marla and the two dogs, the Chesney and Kenji. Kenji has gotten really big. He is a solid boy. Perry said, I brought my mini kitty litter boxes with me in the car. Yeah, we have litter. We brought a small litter box, like a little mini one with us just in case. Kathy Kelly asks, is Gord still improving? Yeah, Gord is still improving. He has started to do daily walks and slowly attempt to increase his range, how far he can walk. Oh, Loida says, my dog is destroying my wicker basket. Yep, that was Bernoulli. He destroyed so many of our baskets when he was young, just chewed the side of them to hell. Teresa White says, has any of your local news organizations featured you? Yes. Yeah. Not lately. I think we were on the news 3 or 4 times. It's always really fun. Generally, it's somebody in the news organization. They know us. And then they just have to get leave or a budget to come do the story. The last big one was the CBC featured Bunsen with his tapeworm cyst story. So that was a huge story that played all across Canada. But like local papers and local news, Edmonton or Calgary, yeah, they've talked to us before. Other animals didn't visit. No, we normally just take Bernoulli. It's a lot to take Bunsen. We are trying to limit his traveling. We noticed like it's a long haul for him to the mountains and he's really stiff from traveling. So we try to keep his traveling as short as possible. Beaker could come. I'll talk to Marla about that, but we also have to get permission from Marla if it's okay for like a menagerie of dogs or maybe the cat to come, which is, you can't just assume something. Bernoulli gets along good with them. So it's a good question. Please remind me who's Gord. Gord is Chris's stepdad. They're very close. Chris lived with Gord and her mom from when she was like a young teenager. Chris's mom sadly died quite young. So Gord has been like a very close family member to us. So he is Chris's stepdad, and Gord had a stroke and a heart attack right before Christmas. And then he had to have heart surgery, I think quadruple bypass, and he survived it and lived with us for about 2 months, month and a half while he regained his strength. And then he moved back to his house and is So, like, to his credit, he's gotten much better. He's done a great job of rehabbing himself now. Chubby K says, "Are you all packed for your trip?" No, we have not even thought about packing for our trip. We've been packing moose legs. That has been our life for the last 4 years, that has been our life for the last 4 days. Is it smoky there? Yeah, it is super smoky. It is really bad. The smoke came in right before our trip to the mountains. There's huge forest fires in British Columbia and then south of us in the States. And we're just unlucky and we're getting hit by all that smoke. And then Catherine says, "That's a nice comment. We love you and your pack so much. That's nice." Does Bunsen take any supplements? Yep. He takes glucosamine and chondroitin. We're thinking about upping it to something a little bit more pharmaceutical. His red light therapy helped for sure. We need to probably get him back on doing that more regularly. Yeah, I think the red light therapy helped him. Oh, Kathy said, "You can come to my house anytime." It's a bit of a drive to Minnesota, Kathy, but thank you. 4 days packing moose legs felt like 4 years. No, I've said this before, but I love shipping stuff. It is like, this is every time, like, this is so cool that Chris and I designed and developed this toy, and it's a real thing. It's a moose leg. I don't think there's another moose leg squeaky toy in the world. And we're shipping this all over the world, the United Kingdom, Australia, the United States, all over Canada. So I love shipping because it's like a little piece, a physical thing that we've done is going to bring joy to people. And that gives me the warm fuzzies. And of course, you could be cynical. It is part of our business. So like we do charge people for the moose legs. Is the hoodie you're wearing available? It will be. Yep. We got a bunch of prototype stuff. So this says cats or dogs, why not both? I tested out a bunch of prototype designs using a new type of printing. I want to make sure it's nice before it goes into the store. So there's that. There's crossbody bags. I have a crossbody bag now. I've become like a millennial or maybe like a Gen Z. But I love my crossbody bag, and it's got a little picture of the dogs on it. And the new hats they have are fantastic. So we got a bunch of samples from the print on demand company. We'll make sure those are in the store before we head to our holidays. Linda asks, "Who takes care of the critters while you're gone?" They are going to Waggles, and Chris's teacher friend is watching Bricks. That's what's happened. Bunsen supplements his diet with moose legs. That's true. Lala Vita maybe missed it. How long did Bricks walk on his leash before getting tired? He did not get tired, but he walked on his leash probably 1.5 kilometers. And then Perry Cat says, "Must be very satisfying to have your own products." Yeah, it makes us proud. Thank you. That's a nice comment, Perry Cats. Okay. Susan said, "I finally ordered a moose leg after seeing the pics." Well, thank you. And then Donna said, Donna Craig, who's listening in, said, "Nice job this week healing hearts from all the grief, the dog losses last week." Yeah. I know not everybody is on Twitter or X, but there was 2 dogs in the same family that died, I think within a month, 3 weeks of each other. And it was just horrific. I can't imagine. Oh, I just feel so bad for that family. Yeah. And if you're on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. And I don't necessarily like people who are listening on Substack or Instagram or Facebook. I don't know how big if they have accounts there. Yeah. Okay. What kind of leash is that? Are you talking about, Lloyd? Are you talking about Bricks? It's like it's just a cheap leash. Like it's from Amazon. It came with a little harness, and we got a much better one for him, but we kept the leash because it's so long and skinny. So I think any lead will work with the cat. Stephanie says, this is a nice comment. Stephanie's watching on Facebook. Just wanted to say, my family in New Jersey, United States, love you guys so much. We can't get enough of your pack. You bring us so many smiles and laughs. I think our pups need some moose legs for sure. Well, we're going to sell out. I don't know. Better get on it. And then Susan said, love your dog science videos. Yep. The science videos have been lacking, but Chris and I have been dealing with moose legs, which is not something the average person has to worry about. But we've been so busy with that. If anybody, sorry, excuse me. If anybody on Twitter wants to come up to talk about their pet or ask questions on audio, go ahead. And then we'll wrap up in the next 10 minutes or so. Faye says, Stephanie is spot on. Oh, thank you. That's kind. I'll take another 5 minutes of questions and then I'll wrap up. If anybody would like to speak on Twitter or X, you can come on up. I'm just trying my... Oh, Pam said I got a notification that your Bricks and Newly iPhone case is on the way. I can't wait. The iPhone cases are so good. So I've got the Science Crew one. So it's all 5 of them, and they're good. Like the iPhone cases are nice. I really like them. We're waiting on our cartoonist to... our cartoonist is doing an updated cartoon of Bricks as an adult kitty. He won't have it done till August because Sam Logan is actually at the San Diego Comic-Con. He is he does pet cartoons. He's amazing. I'm just so lucky that we somehow bumped into him at a Comic-Con, and then we hire out him for work for us. So all of our cartoons are not AI. They're all done by an artist. Bricks is doing great. Do I have to go to Edmonton to mail your packages, or Calgary? Yes. Or we curry them to Chit Chats in Calgary. My cousin has a Chihuahua. I'm going to get a moose leg for him. It'll be hilarious. Will there be another case? Yeah. I can make as many cases as possible. I don't want to overwhelm people with choices though. So I kind of do like one case every month. So I think the Bricks and Newly one is really cute. I think I might order that one because I got this case, and then Chris was so jealous of this case. She got me to order her this case from our store. So now our phones look identical, and it's super frustrating. So Chris isn't here to defend herself. But I need to get a different case because our phones now look the exact same, and that's frustrating. Yep, I think Faye, I did make cases for Android and Samsungs. Yep. There's cases for both, and if not, I'll rectify that this week. Does your Kate on other? Yep. You have to be careful. Like when you click on phone case, you have to make sure you click on like Samsung Android and then the correct model. Otherwise, it is going to fit, right? You want a crossbody bag? Okay, I'll put that on the store. I wanted to make sure like it was not garbage, but it's actually really awesome. I wish the picture on it was a bit bigger, but I understand like there's not a lot of real estate to make the print on the crossbody bag. Okay. Any other questions? Oh, I want one. I'm not sure what that means. Sorry. Oh, Perry Cat says I'm reading Project Hail Mary because of you guys. Great book. Amazing book. I'm kind of glad Chris isn't here because I took her to see The Odyssey. I loved it. But I've read the Iliad, uh, and she was not prepared for how violent parts of it were, because there's a lot of like death and destruction for poor Odysseus. So I'm not sure if she enjoyed it as much as I did. I thought it was awesome. Okay. I think we'll wrap it up. I think that's all the questions. I'll check through the Twitter. Okay, no questions there. Oh, Trisha said she ordered the sweater pattern to knit the fox. I think is that the fox one, Trisha? Trisha's on Instagram. Is that the fox sweater pattern? That's amazing. I did see some San Diego Comic-Con photos, and I'm jealous because it's so far away, but I am so impressed with people's costumes. And I saw a bunch of Ryland Graces, like people who I swear are probably like Ryan Gosling lookalikes, and they had their costumes were amazing. There were two guys. One was Ryland Grace in his like orange kind of spacesuity thing, and the other one was like Ryland Grace in his like with his white t-shirt on when he's working inside the spacecraft. So I thought that was awesome. And I did see some Dungeon Crawler Carl cosplay too. Just real quick, I'll finish answering some quick questions here that came in. I think the movie version does the book justice. Absolutely. Thank you for wishing us a nice holiday. Pamela says, give my love to the dog and cat gang. I will. Sue says, thank you so much for sharing your animals. Cindy says, thank you for sharing your time today. You're welcome. Sonia's super thrilled for Trisha on Instagram and the pattern. I think, yeah, Paula says, wishes she was at that Comic-Con. And then Suzanne says, do you post a recording of Pet Chat to your accounts? Yes. I think there's always a recording on Twitter or X, and there's always a recording on Facebook. Substack, I think, does a recording. Instagram doesn't. So there's no recording on Instagram. All right. I think I'll shut her down. Thanks for coming today, everybody. When I first started doing Pet Chat, it was audio only. And I think I started it about 6 years ago. I started Pet Chat, and it was just me talking into the void. There was no video. Chris didn't join. It was just people listening on Twitter on audio. So this was, I think it's a bit painful to go back to it. It's not as engaging for people watching, but thank you for coming to listen and ask your questions. Okay, we'll talk to you guys. What is next week? I've been just so swamped. I don't even know what day it is. Calendar. No, we're gone on Saturday. Yeah, we're not here. So we are on our holidays. So we will have to catch you guys on the flippity flip. We'll be back mid-August. Okay, take care, everybody.